Okay, so yeah, we will move to this part, and this part will fulfill about the other part that we discussed last morning about the foundation of qualitative research. Yeah, so yeah, data collection and analysis in here, it does help you to complete, okay, in your chapter 4. Yeah, as well as, okay, it will bring you to chapter 5. It can be like the last important part of your thesis in the future, you can see. Yeah, here are the components we want to discuss about qualitative data collection method. Another part that focus on the example of interview question. Yeah, last morning we also discussed, and some of you may confuse about the interview question in here. But in here, yeah, we will go deep, okay, on the interview question. Okay. So yeah, I hope that you can differentiate between research question and interview question here, right? And number 3, yeah, we focus on the introduction to qualitative data analysis. And number 4, coding in qualitative research. Yeah, how can you code your data or coding the SIM? Yeah, color coding for SIM in your interview transcript. Yeah, number 5 about semantic and narrative analysis. Yeah, we have 2 different type of data analysis in here, and using data using a qualitative data analysis software. Yeah, but we are not to go and practice there. Yeah, and one last, okay, about the conclusion of this chapter. Yes, because of some special chapter here, that's why in your assignment, yeah, some chapter are different from your chapter in your assigned topic there, right? You can say the reason. Yes, in all these are designed very special for everyone here, that we have a vision that at the end of the course, you will be able to complete your research proposal, right? Okay. Okay, who can have and read this slide number 3? Okay, can we take turn and read? I think like maybe no need to wait for anybody read and read all the time here, but just take turn and read. Quick, right? Okay, so who will?
You can do that, teacher.
Yeah, please.
Just a moment. Qualitative data collection methods. How do we collect qualitative data? Interviews, through interviews, one-on-one conversations to explore participants' perspectives. Example, semi-structured interview. Focus groups, group discussion to gather diverse viewpoints. Example, a focus group on consumer preferences. 3. Observations, systematic watching and recording of behavior in a natural setting. Example, observing classroom interactions. 4. Developing interview guides and protocols. Create a structured list of questions or topics to guide data collections.
Okay, thank you so much, Sophia, for reading this one. Okay, so in here you can see like Okay, how do we collect qualitative data? Yeah, we can say the first one, you can conduct the interview, like one-on-one conversation, yeah, to explore participant perspective. For example, like you may use a tool like a semi-structured interview. You may come up with a list of questions, yeah, with some structured interview question, and then we can say, yeah, you can prompt or you can follow up question, yeah, but not leading them to answer that, yeah, but just prompting, yes. And I think like one of the group presentation will present you about yeah, how to interview, yeah, how to conduct the interview properly in here, yeah. But it's not really clear. I think like the textbook for your group assignment here really helpful and useful there. You can go through that chapter. You also can find it, and it does teach and tell you in detail. We can say, right? Okay, maybe after the group presentation, I will also drop the PowerPoint slide that I have summarized from those chapter. Maybe it can assist you some more beside that. We can say. Okay, but in here, yeah, we can say you can try your best, okay, and try not to be absent very often. I think like at least it may give you some overview or insightful thing okay, that you can start up to do your job, you can say. Okay, so some part here, and there are part about focus group discussion. Yeah, or group discussion here. Mostly they call it like focus group discussion. That we should gather them together and diverse viewpoint by rotate the question or may ask some question to particular group member there, and then they will answer to that part, right? Yeah, for example, like a focus group on consumer preferences. Yeah, so maybe from perspective of male, female in the group, or from different part of that part, you can come up and see their overview or their perception about your product or your service, for example, right? Okay, one more thing, you may need to use like observation, like system watching or recording our behavior in a natural setting. Yeah, like some research, yeah, when they search about wildlife and so on, yeah, they may use the video record, all right, for that part. Or even in school, yeah, some they also use a video record to observe the classroom. Yeah, by that part, and from the video record, they just use other tool to assist, just like field note. Yeah, they just have yeah similar to checklist that they can observe and then they can record some information from that video observation and add up to that part. One more thing we can say like about this observation, we just have different type of observation. Yeah, we have like a participatory observation or in participate observation in here. We can say like some part you need to get involved and observe, some you just keep your distance. Like you should go and observe one classroom, maybe you may not get involved. You should keep yourself distant and then keep observe about the classroom activity there. Yeah, so yeah, we have different more type of observation, right? Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, and video recording observation is just one type of this one. Okay, in here you can see like example like observing classroom interaction. Yeah, just one of the observation in here. And one last, okay, developing interview guide and protocol. We can say, yeah, you will create a structured list of question or topic to guide that calculation. Yeah, some you can say some they just use like structure everything, just ask only the question from the list. But for semi-structure interview, mostly the popular for that, they just use only one. They just use some question, but the rest it can be flexible based on the topic that based on the answer of the respondent that they participate in that study, and then they can probing, they can link to other part, and then they can come up with other finding as well in some part. Okay, so any question on this part? Any question?
No, can move.
No question, no answer, right? Okay, there are two reasons. It can be clear or can be clean, right?
Clear teacher.
Clear. Okay, who can read example or interview question here? Yeah, please.
May I try?
Yeah, please.
Examples of interview questions. Crafting effective interview questions. Open-ended questions. Can you describe your experience with online learning? Probing questions. Can you elaborate on how you feel during that time? Follow-up question. You mentioned challenge with technology. Can you give an example?
Okay, thank you so much, Tarim, for reading this one. Yeah, here are some examples. We can say, yeah, like we discussed last morning on foundation of qualitative method. We also discussed about open ended question there. Yeah, so here the example of this one, right? Yeah, you can see like, can you describe your experience with online learning? Okay, and in in some case that yeah, the answer or the respondent that answered the question not really full enough, then you can probe rather than leading, but just using probing question. Like, can you elaborate more on how you feel? Sorry, how you felt during that time? Yeah, so yeah, they will elaborate. They will describe more on their feeling. Yeah, how about learning online in here? And follow-up question, you can see like you mentioned challenges with technology. Can you give an example? Yeah. So this part I think like it does related to what we discussed last morning, like little Tiret also mentioned like if you, we ask that research question to the participant, they may not know or find out somewhere to answer. Yeah. But this is that's why it's only research question, not respond by the respondent, yeah, but will respond by or will answer by the researcher after the calculation. Yeah. But yeah, in here we can say, yeah, we have research question, we have open-ended, we have probing, we have follow-up question. So this thing will help you go deep down into the root cause of the problem that you want to find out in here. Yeah, like follow-up question, you can see here like you mentioned challenges with technology. Can you give an example? Yeah, yeah, challenges a lot of things, technology. Yeah, but when they can give example, okay, we can find out, okay, what is it about? Okay, so any question for this part? Maybe no, right? Okay, who can read this slide? Introduction to qualitative data analysis.
Slide does not move.
Yeah, please.
Just the slide don't move.
Okay. Okay, who want to read this one, please? Can you take turn and read? I think like one slide for each, maybe not really much. And yeah, all the lesson just summarize only in about 10 slides only, not really much in here. Yeah, come on.
Yes, I want to try, Chair.
Yeah, please, Venerable.
Introduction to qualitative data analysis. Coding process of labeling and organizing data into SIM, type of pen, and cell, and selective semantic analysis, identifying pattern and SIM across data. Narrative analysis, exploring story and how they are constructed. Example, coding interview, transcript to identify SIM-like challenges and success factor.
Okay, thank you so much, Venerable. Okay, so in here we can say you can see about okay how to analyze data in qualitative. But we can say yeah, the first one you can start yeah after you interview or observe and so on, and then yeah, you start to code start coding your data there. You can see like process of labeling and organizing data into SIM. Yeah, by yeah, maybe you can provide like a three type of that part, like open, axial, or selective. Yeah, maybe you can provide some color coding there. Yeah, maybe green, maybe yellow, maybe yeah, red color, whatever. Yeah, and you can identify which color that you will choose for your finding or respond to any particular sim. Yeah. So okay, in this okay, you may need about semantic analysis that identifying pattern and sim across data. Yeah, how it own pattern. Yeah, and other sim okay among other data here. And narrative analysis, exploring story and how they are construct. Yeah, we can say like just some two main data analysis in here. You can say exploring story and how they are construct about narrative analysis in here. Okay, one example of coding interview transcript you can see to identify some like challenges and success factors in here. Yeah, so when you start to review and analyze that part, you start coding it by using the color coding. Yeah, maybe you can highlight, okay, for example, like yellow for challenges or green for successful factor and so on here. And then you can mention all those things and then yeah, you start to quote, start to paraphrase it to be the finding for your research question there, you can say. Okay, any question for this part? Maybe no. Okay, you can see something in detail here. Yeah, coding in qualitative research. Yeah, who can read this line?
So let me. Coding in qualitative research, types of coding. One, open coding, initial labeling of data, example, subtraction support. Two, short coding, organizing code into category, example, emotional challenge. Institutional support. Three, selective coding, focusing on core sum, example, barrier to online learning. Example, open, I felt overwhelmed by workload or stress. So, so group stress and the emotional challenge. Selective core sum, barrier to online learning.
Okay, thank you so much, Gunakri, for reading this one. Yes, so in this part, the way that show you about coding, then like open coding, you can see like initial label of that task. Yeah, for example, like you may start with something that focus on one particular key term, like frustration or support in here. Yeah, and actual coding in here, you can see like organizing codes into category. For example, like yeah, it may start with a phrase in here, emotional challenges, institutional support. Okay, it's just a phrase in here. And selective coding, focusing on core sim. Example like barrier to online learning. So yeah, they will make it to be the core sim of that data finding. You can see example in here, like for example, like when you interview and asking about how did the respondent feel uh, when they learning online, for example. Yeah, they may answer like I felt overwhelmed by workload. Yeah, overwhelmed mean like they start to feel stressed or feel not really uh, familiar with the task. Okay, like they just over workload in here. Yeah, and then yeah, their feeling is not really good in here. Yeah, so you can code it like stress. We can say so the answer with this one, but you can code it by using like only one word about stress in here. Yeah, group stress. Yeah, and the emotional intelligence, for example, like yeah, they may have different kind of stress or some part, yeah, but you can code it like emotional challenges in here. About causing, you can see like you need what? You need to organize code into category. You can say like a barrier to online learning. Yeah, like the causing are as many different things, and then you categorize into the comments in there. Yeah, and then we can say a very long paragraph out that of your transcript will be categorized into the core sim or the main sim in here. We can see, and then it will become your main finding. Okay, in here we can say like the way that you synthesize all of the very long answer into the concrete short answer in your data analysis in qualitative. Okay, any question on this part? Any note? Okay, some may answer until you do, right? Okay, I will move on. I can see, yeah. But if you want me to clarify in Khmer or whatever, just let me know, right? Okay, we will move deep down into the semantic and narrative analysis. Yeah, who can have entered this slide?
May I try? Okay, semantic and analysis. Identify patterns and themes, challenge copying strategies. Narrative analysis explore how stories are constructed, how participants describe their experience. Example, semantic, many participants mention task management as a challenge. Narrative participants describe their journey from frustration to adaptation.
Okay, thank you so much, Karim, for this part, we can see. Okay, so you can see further explanation regarding to semantic analysis. Yeah, and identify pattern and themes. Yeah, like challenge or copying strategy, for example. And narrative analysis, you can see like explore how story are constructed. Example like how participants describe their experience. Yeah, so yeah, we can narrate from their experience, and then mostly they can say like this part they may use it in like some magazine interview or whatever. Yeah, they prefer to use like narrative analysis in here. Yeah, yeah. The neighbor A, neighbor B just mentioned like this, like that. Okay, or they raise up some power. So something there. Yeah, for example, like many participants for semantic, many participants mention time management as challenge. Yeah, they group it. They group all of the answer or challenge of the participant into the pattern or category of the sim in here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, something in here. But narrative, we can say participants describe their journey from frustration to adaptation. For example, like it's just the way that they can narrate about a participant a story, a life story in here, or journey because like from very hard thing to the way that they can adapt or they can cope with the problem in here, for example. Okay, so this is the way that you can write down your finding. You follow semantic or narrative. Any question for this?
Teacher, so about both of them can use in one, right?
You may need to decide one style at a time, whether your research you prefer to use a semantic analysis or narrative analysis in here. Yeah, but for academic, yeah, maybe some part they may use like semantic. But for social or other part, yeah, they may use narrative analysis in here. You got what I mean, Tarin? Because it's like you can decide to use one of them, right? Not no need to use both of them at the same time in here.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah.
Which one that normally useful, teacher? That all the learner also use.
We can say all of them are useful. Yeah, but it just depend on the research type, research question, and so on. Yeah, but for academic, yeah, some part they prefer semantic. Yeah, semantic analysis in here. Yes, and it just provide some pattern rather than narrative, right? But narrative may be about social study or whatever, but they can narrate about some finding there. It also fine. But in this part, I cannot identify which one exactly. Yeah, it should depend on the nature of your research. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Any other question?
No more question.
No more question? No more answer? Okay, you can see software here. Yeah, but to me, honestly, I never use all this software. Yeah, but you can try. You can say if you have time. Yeah, recently, people they prefer use like NVivo. Yeah, I may have software as well, yeah, but I have never tried for this one. But yeah, you can try. I think like after you got it, you can try to install it. Since this one can also help you to coding, provide some coding or categorize the sim for your study here. Yeah, okay, like NVivo. This one is just quite new as well, but some recommendation to explore and Mazda to some part. Recently, this one have been used in Cambodia, but I don't know whether they have used all this or not in here. Yeah, but you can try this one maybe. So for step in this part, you can see like importing and organizing data. Yeah, after interviewing, after transcribing, after observation, yeah, you may import all data into one place. Yeah, clean it, and then coding and creating sim. Yeah, coding. Yeah, maybe yeah, you need the color coding. Okay, let me find some example of the color coding there for you when they highlight some color. Yeah, and then you can see and then they start to create sim for those result or those finding we can say, and then they will generate into the short and main finding for your research study here, right? And number three, visualizing and interpreting result. Yeah. So yeah, the part we can say yeah, just formulating the main sim into the we can say like a data display in here. Yeah, you just show it about like what is it about from the respondent here. What does it mean? Yeah, you start to interpret it for your chapter 5 in here, discussion or yeah, both chapter 5 and chapter 4 we can see. Chapter 4 besides showing the result, you also need to interpret it. What does it mean exactly? For example, like you can see like importing interview transcript into NVivo and coding for sim like stress and support. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you will come up with some thing that can be highlight for you. Yeah, about stress and about support. Okay, in the study. Okay, so you can explore about NVivo, and in this part we can say you also can explore it from YouTube or from some website. They also show you how to use it. Right now, not really hard, right? Any question for this? Hello, any question?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we can use SPAS also can be
For qual,
analyze.
not really for this one. We can say like SVS is just focus specifically on number, but this one is just about word or paragraph that you will use in here. So SVS will not be applied for qualitative study in here. All right.
Yes, yeah, only core, right?
Only qual we can say ចឹងសម្រាប់ SVS គឺ quant បាទប្រើជាមួយនឹង number ឲ្យដាក់អត្ថបទអីទៅចេះអត់ស្គាល់ទេណាយើងដាក់អត្ថបទអីណាហូហែហ្នឹងវាអត់ស្គាល់ទេតែបើសិនជា en vivo អានឹងអាចប្រើបានតែក៏ខ្ញុំខ្លួនឯងខ្ញុំអត់ដែលប្រើទេបាទតែស្មោះត្រង់ខ្ញុំអត់ដែលប្រើវាទេចឹងយើងអាចទៅឡើង software យើងអាច explore បន្ថែមណាតែក៏មួយទៀតបើពីដើមគេប្រើគេ coding តាមអ្វីដែលយើងមើលថាវាចំណាយពេលច្រើនតែបើយើងដាក់ចូល en vivo វាអាច highlight ឲ្យយើងថាពាក្យពេចន៍ណាដែលវាពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅនឹង stress ពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹង support វានឹងផ្ដល់color coding ហ្នឹងឲ្យយើងដឹងថា stress វា highlight ពណ៌លឿងអញ្ចឹងទៅទៅពេល support នេះអាច highlight ពណ៌បៃតងឬក៏ពណ៌ផ្ទៃមេឃអញ្ចឹងទៅទីហោអញ្ចឹងវានឹង highlight ឲ្យយើងបាទអញ្ចឹងវាលឿនជាងស្រួលយើងបានច្រើនហើយសម្រាប់ call ពីដើមយើងធ្វើយើង suffer បន្តិច suffer ត្រង់ថាដូចខ្ញុំបានទៅចែកពីព្រឹកមិញអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងសម្រាប់ call ទីមួយយើងត្រូវចំណាយពេលទៅសម្ភាសឲ្យមកត្រូវអង្គុយស្ដាប់ការសម្ភាសនឹងឡើងវិញបានយើង transcribe មិនថាយើងអង្គុយយើងធ្លាប់មើល transcript របស់ headway ឬក៏ cutting edge នៅខាងក្រៅគេមាន transcript គេណាធ្លាប់មើលហ្នឹងឯង
ក្របអាហ្នឹងក្រប
បាទចឹងណែ research យើងធ្វើដូចគ្នាមិនថា interview ហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវយកមក transcribe វាអញ្ចឹងមិនថាពាក្យពេចន៍ដែលគេនិយាយនេះគ្រប់ម៉ាត់ហ្នឹងគឺយើងត្រូវ transcribe វាចេញមកអញ្ចឹងណាបាទចេញមកហើយបាទយើងចាប់ដើមបាទ import ហើយនឹង organize data ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងបាទហើយបានចាប់ដើមចាប់ code ចាប់ sim ផ្សេងហ្នឹងបាទអង្គុយ highlight ណា belong to ណាអីមានន័យថាម៉េចហ្នឹងបាទហើយបានចាប់ដើមយកវាមកដាក់បង្ហាញមិនថា visualize មិនថាដាក់អាទិន្នន័យនេះទាញវាចេញជា main sim មក list down ជា finding អញ្ចឹងណាហើយ interpret result ថាតើវាមានន័យថាម៉េចហើយហេតុអីបានវាអញ្ចឹងឧទាហរណ៍ណាបាទអាហ្នឹងដែលជា flow ដែលយើងធ្វើនឹងវាហត់បន្តិចចឹងហើយបានសម្រាប់ call អត់អាចយក sample នឹងបានច្រើនទេបាទការខ្ញុំធ្វើ master គ្រាន់តែសម្ភាស7 8នាទីវាចាប់ដើមនេះមែនតើអូខេវាចាប់ដើមធ្វើទៅច្រើនតែជាចំណែកគ្រាន់តែ transcribe នេះឲ្យចូលចំ10ទំព័រហើយបាទកាលនេះខ្ញុំធ្វើ research នេះសុភាទៅជាខ្លីដែរទេជុំវិញ7ទៅ15នាទីប៉ុណ្ណឹងតែធ្វើឲ្យការធ្វើនេះលំបាកណាបាទតែបច្ចុប្បន្នយើងអាចមាន software អាចជួយទាញtranscript នឹងបានបាទចឹងយើងក៏ដាក់សំឡេងនឹង upload ចូលទៅវានឹងទាញជាសំឡេងភាសាខ្មែរឲ្យបានអញ្ចឹងណាចឹងវាមានលក្ខណៈមួយងាយស្រួលហើយចាំយើងទាញចូលក្នុង software en vivo អីអស់ហ្នឹងទៅវាអាចជួយសម្រួលបានច្រើនបាទចឹងសម័យបច្ចុប្បន្នវា AI វាជួយយើងបានច្រើនគួរសមប៉ុន្តែយើងអាចប្រើ AI ទៅសេជំនួសយើងបានទេណាបាទអាចបានប៉ុន្តែក៏វាអត់មានខ្លឹមសារអីទេចឹងតែយើងចិនទៅពី AI មកវាតដេកតដប់ទៅសេមើលទៅអត់យល់ទេបាទអាហ្នឹងវងវែងក្នុងវាវត្តសង្សារហើយយើងអាចប្រើវាជាជំនួយបានប៉ុន្តែយើងអាចប្រើវាឲ្យវាសរសេរយើងបានទេ Okay. So you need to balance between AI and human eyes. If you can balance, okay, it's fine. It will sell for nation. But if you cannot balance, okay, it's useless in here. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Clean for this part.
About for analyze, so which one have benefit more? So,
Okay, for that part, we can say it just depends on the purpose of or the objective of your study, Mr. Terin. We can say, yeah, but for more technically, yeah, semantic is better for that. But narrative, it's just some part that, for example, like you just want to conduct about the standard living in one community. Yeah, maybe a narrative is much better than semantic analysis in here. This one it will show you about some history or some background, and then the journey from one state to the other one. About narrative analysis is just better for that study, right? បាទអញ្ចឹងនេះខ្ញុំគ្រាន់តែបញ្ជាក់ខ្លីថាអញ្ចឹងបើយើងប្រើ semantic ពេលខ្លះយើងចង់គេថាការធ្វើបែបនេះពេលខ្លះគេអត់ទៅសេទាំងដល់លេខណាបាទថាគេគ្រាន់តែកាត់យកចំណុចដែលសំខាន់ពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងខ្លឹមដែលយើងចង់បានហ្នឹងយើងយកមកបកស្រាយទៅដល់អញ្ចឹងណាចាពេលខ្លះគេទៅសេមកគេមានចុចមកដល់ចំណុចសំខាន់ហ្នឹងគេដាក់ quote ចូលក៏ដាក់មកហើយចុចទៅទៀតដែរតែបើ narrative ភាគច្រើនគេសរសេរពេញហើយទៅមានការរៀបរាប់តាំងពីប្រវត្តិពីដើមមកអញ្ចឹងណាបាទនេះយើងមើលទីហោដូចថា participant describe their journey from frustration to adaptation តាំងពីគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍ថាសង្ហាចិត្តរហូតដល់គាត់អាចស៊ាំរស់នៅនឹងស្ថានភាពនឹងបានអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងវាដំណើរវាជា journey ណាបាទប៉ុន្តែបើយើងប្រើ semantic បាទយើងផ្ដោតទៅលើ pattern ឬទៅលើ sim ហើយពេលខ្លះគេផ្ដោតទៅលើខ្លឹមនៃចំណោយនឹងហើយមានប្រើលក្ខណៈនៃការសិក្សាបែបបច្ចេកទេសច្រើនក្នុងហ្នឹងណាយើងសួរថាមួយណាអាហ្នឹងវាអាស្រ័យទៅលើ nature របស់ research យើងនឹងឯងណាអូខេអញ្ចឹងអត់ថាមួយណាមានប្រយោជន៍សម្រាប់មួយណាទេអញ្ចឹងទាំងពីរហ្នឹងមានប្រយោជន៍ដូចគ្នាគាត់ថា purpose នៃការប្រើហ្នឹងវាផ្សេងគ្នាតើណាត្រៀម
Dạ sir.
យ៉ា
ចឹងហ្នឹងវាពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅលើអត្ថបទដែលយើងរើសដែរត្រូវ sir.
បាទពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅធានបទបាទពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅនឹង research question បាទពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅនឹង statement of problem បាទតែក៏ភាគច្រើនបើកាលណាយើងធ្វើពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹង academic ឬក៏ technical semantic ហ្នឹងចូលទៅច្រើនជាងហើយតែបើក្នុងប្រធានបទរបស់យើងពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងការរស់នៅឬក៏ក្នុងសង្គមឬប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្រអីមួយចំនួនអញ្ចឹង narrative នេះត្រូវជាងអញ្ចឹង Okay, I hope I can answer your question.
Yeah teacher, thank you.
Yeah. Are there any question?
Let's move on teacher. តធ្វើដល់បានឆ្ងល់បានឆ្ងល់
Okay. I will skip this one. Okay, look at this slide. Conclusion.
Conclusion: qualitative data is collected through interview, focus group, and observation. Coding involves open, ASIL, and selective stage to organize data. Semantic analysis identifies pattern. One narrative analysis explores story. Software like Envivo and Atlas it helps in coding and analyzing qualitative data.
Okay. Any question? Yeah, like I said, like everything that we discussed along the way. Yeah, about 7 or 8 slides here. It's just on this one slide summary. Any question? Yeah, interview. Hope that you will learn more from one of the group as well as observation. Yeah, and for the group discussion here. Yeah, all of these things mostly will be presented in group presentation, right?
Sure about the qualitative data, the first point. So we can apply one or two about can be used in interview only one or something we need to add more than two.
It should depend on the sample size that you choose. For example, like yes, some qualitative, somebody also can do with only 2 people. Yeah, but if you only 2 people, you use only one. it might be problem. Yeah, but if you can use like interview and observation and other part that you can do. Yeah, it will be better for that part. That's what we call like case by case study. The case by case in here. Yeah, you need to triangulate the finding from interview with the finding from observation or any other part that you can get the information about that population. Yeah, you also can do that. Yeah, to be safe for qualitative, recommend you to use more than one data collection method in here. All right. Yeah, it can be
Yes,
interview,
sir.
can be observation, or can be group focus group discussion in here in some part. Yeah, case by case is better.
Yes, sir. And quant can be only one or two, because quant we need to select the data, the number, right?
Quant, yeah, some part we can say like quant is not really a big deal for that. You can use only, for example, like survey questionnaire, for example. You can send to 1,000 of people or whatever is fine. So the data is just only one way, it's also good enough for that. Just since they have the big size of sample. All right. Yeah, but qual, you may not do 100 people in here. You can say about 30 or 50 is too much already, right? Again, ចឹងឡើយនេះខ្ញុំបញ្ជាក់ជាខ្មែរនេះចុះចឹងសម្រាប់qual សម្រាប់តាមបែបគុណវិស័យមិនតែគុណវិស័យវាអត់ពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹង number ទេហើយវិធីសាស្ត្រដែលយើងប្រមូលទិន្នន័យជាទូទៅដែលប្រើវាមានតែការសម្ភាសន៍ហើយនឹងការសម្ភាសន៍ជាក្រុមប៉ុន្តែជាការពិភាក្សាលក្ខណៈតុកមូលនេះ focus group discussion នេះមានគ្នា4 10នាក់អញ្ចឹងទៅបញ្ចូលទៅសួរសំណួរអីហោះអញ្ចឹងណាបាទបានប្រមូលទិន្នន័យយកមកដាក់នេះទៅមួយទៀតអាចថាជាការ observation ជាការសង្កេតទាំងអាចការសង្កេតអីច្រើននោះហើយប៉ុន្តែវាលក្ខណៈ subjective ទេអញ្ចឹងវាត្រូវការបំពេញព័ត៌មាននេះជាពាក្យពេចន៍ជាខ្លឹមសារអីចឹងទៅមិនមែនជាតួលេខទេណាអញ្ចឹងដែលធ្វើឲ្យការប្រមូលទិន្នន័យទៅលើ sample ច្រើនហ្នឹងវាអត់អាចគ្រប់គ្រងបានដោយសារនីតិវិធីនៃការធ្វើតាមរយៈគុណវិស័យនេះ qualitative នេះវាមានលក្ខណៈមួយ subjective ហើយមានលក្ខណៈមួយវាច្រើនពេកទៅពេលច្រើនពេកធ្វើឲ្យ researcher ពេលខ្លះអត់អាចគ្រប់គ្រងបានហើយនីតិវិធីនៃការធ្វើវាច្រើនដូចបានលើកហ្នឹងមិនថាត្រូវការទៅសម្ភាសបន្ទាប់ពីសម្ភាសត្រូវយកវាមក transcribe បាទ transcribe ត្រូវចាប់ sim ហើយចាប់ sim ហ្នឹងលក្ខណៈថាយើងត្រូវអានច្រើនបាទត្រូវចាប់ sim បានវាបានពេញលេញអញ្ចឹងទាមទារឲ្យអ្នក research ហ្នឹងអត់ធ្មត់ច្រើនហើយត្រូវមានcritical thinking analytical thinking skill ហ្នឹងខ្ពស់ទៀតអញ្ចឹងណាជាងត្រូវការច្រើនចឹងហើយបាន sample តិចបាន sample ចឹងពេលខ្លះដើម្បីឲ្យវាអាចថាវា triangulate បានថាធ្វើឲ្យវាទិន្នន័យវាប្រកាសថាពិតជាត្រឹមត្រូវពិតជាអត់សូវមាន bias គេទាមទារឲ្យយើងធ្វើdata collection លើសពី one data collection method អញ្ចឹងចឹងអាចប្រើសម្ភាសមួយទេហើយអាចប្រើ observation ដើម្បីបញ្ជាក់បន្ថែមមកទៀតថាឥឡូវយើងសួរគ្រូថាយើងទៅសម្ភាសមកគ្រូតែគាត់យល់ឃើញថាការគ្រប់គ្រងថ្នាក់រៀនរបស់គាត់បានល្អកម្រិតណាថាអូល្អខ្លាំងណាស់តែដល់ពេលយើងទៅ observe ឃើញថាសិស្សគាត់ដេកខ្លះងក់ខ្លះវាយគ្នាខ្លះឧទាហរណ៍ណាតែនឹងយើងអាចយកមកទៀងទាត់នេះថាអ្វីដែលគាត់ឆ្លើយនិងអ្វីដែលយើងបានសង្កេតឃើញនេះវាឆ្លោះគ្នាឬអត់បាទចឹងហ្នឹងដែលយើងត្រូវប្រើវាដើម្បីឆ្លោះប្រចាំងដើម្បីយើងអាចដឹងថាគេអ្វីដែលយើងបានទទួលពីការសម្ភាសគាត់ផ្ទាល់និងការសង្កេតវាស៊ីគ្នាឬក៏មិនស៊ីគ្នាបាទឬក៏ពេលខ្លះវាអាចថានិយមន័យនៃ effective classroom management ហ្នឹងវាខុសគ្នាដោយភាពស្អាតអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអ្នកខ្លះគាត់ថាស្អាតអាភាពស្អាតតែម៉ៃស្អាតហ្នឹងវាប៉ុណ្ណឹងគាត់ថាស្អាតសម្រាប់គាត់ដែរតែសម្រាប់យើងដែលមានស្តង់ដារខ្ពស់ជាងគាត់តែយើងមើលឃើញថាភាពស្អាតហ្នឹងវានៅកម្រិតមួយផ្សេងទៀតតែយើងទៅដល់យើងឃើញអត់ស្អាតទេអញ្ចឹងណាបាទចេះហ្នឹងដែលយើងត្រូវធ្វើការសង្កេតការពិនិត្យបន្ថែមដើម្បីយើង cross check វាច ចឹងសម្រាប់ call សម្រាប់គុណវិស័យការសិក្សាស្រាវជ្រាវតាមបែបគុណវិស័យនេះបើអាចធ្វើទៅបានយើងអាចធ្វើទៅលើពីវិធីសាស្ត្រនៃការប្រមូលទិន្នន័យហ្នឹងបាទយើងអាចមាន interview មាន observation ឬក៏មាន focus group អីផ្សេងៗយើងធ្វើទេអាហ្នឹងយើងល្អច្រើនហើយតែបើសម្រាប់គុណវិស័យតែមួយក៏បានដែរដូចquestionnaire ដោយសារ questionnaire យើងចង់ប្រមូល 1000 នាក់ 10000 នាក់ក៏អត់បញ្ហាដែរវាយូរតែ data entry តិចទេគេវាគេ clean ហើយគេ entry data ហើយអស់គេចុចតែ2 click ចេញចម្លើយដូចគ្នាប៉ុណ្ណឹង you got what I mean ចឹងសម្រាប់គុណវិស័យគេអត់បញ្ហាទេចឹងហើយបានសម្រាប់ sample សម្រាប់ generalization ពេលខ្លះ quantitative អត់សូវមានបញ្ហាប្រឈមដូច qualitative ទេប៉ុន្តែវាមានចំណុចមួយដែលពិបាកដល់ថាវាអត់មានបែបបទជាសិល្បៈចឹងហើយទៅគេបង្កើត call នេះដើម្បីវាមានការបកស្រាយណែងណងឲ្យហូរហើយទៅដើម្បីបែបសិល្បៈអញ្ចឹងណា Okay hope I can answer your question
Yes.
clear or clean
Clear ចា
clear now
ខ្ញុំមកថា conclusion នៅពេលយើង analyze យើងអាច analyze រួមឬក៏តាមផ្នែកនីមួយៗ
សម្រាប់ analyze ពេលយើង analyze data ហ្នឹងហ៎ក៏ប៉ុន្តែ
analyze
សម្រាប់ការ analyze យើង analyze តាមផ្នែកតាម sim តាម research question អញ្ចឹងណាជាទូទៅគឺយើងឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹង research question ហ្នឹងឯងចឹងយើងត្រូវចាប់ sim ចាប់ sub sim main sim ហ្នឹងគឺបេះទៅលើ research question របស់យើងចឹងណាដល់ពេលហើយបានយើងបង្ហាញទៅលើ main finding ទាំងអស់នៅក្នុង chapter 6 conclusion chapter គឺយើងរំលេចចេញពី main finding របស់យើងទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងមានប្រមាណចំណុចបានចុចយើងរំលេចមកហើយបើយើង recommend តទៅនឹង implication implicature ណា implicature study ហ្នឹងលក្ខណៈមួយដែលយើងចង់ recommend ឲ្យគេអនុវត្តតាម finding របស់យើងនេះយើងរកឃើញបែបម៉េចគេថាឥឡូវយើងសង្កេតឃើញថាគ្រូគាត់អត់អាចគ្រប់គ្រងថ្នាក់រៀនបានល្អឧទាហរណ៍ណាអញ្ចឹងស្អីគេជា implication study សម្រាប់ក្នុងការសិក្សារបស់យើង recommend ទៅគ្រូធ្វើម៉េចដើម្បីឲ្យការគ្រប់គ្រងថ្នាក់រៀនរបស់គាត់កាន់តែល្អប្រសើរជាងមុនបាទអានោះជាផ្នែកមួយអញ្ចឹងការធ្វើគឺយើងធ្វើតាមដំណាក់កាលបានចុងក្រោយយើងទាញសេចក្តីសន្និដ្ឋានជារួមបានថាសេចក្តីសន្និដ្ឋានចុងក្រោយនេះគឺជា main finding ក្រោយពីយើង analyze data នឹងហើយយើងទាញចូលជា main finding តែម្ដងហើយ main finding ទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងគឺឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹង research question របស់យើងនឹងឯងបាទដូចឧទាហរណ៍ប្រហែលដែលយើងថាសំណួរនេះឆ្លើយបានណាអញ្ចឹងបើសំណួរហ្នឹងឆ្លើយបានគ្រប់គ្នាមើលឃើញឆ្លើយបានហ្នឹងហើយជា good research question ពេលយើងប្រមូលបានទិន្នន័យមកយើងអាចឆ្លើយបានបាទហ្នឹងហើយជាអ្វីដែល researcher ត្រូវឆ្លើយចឹង research question មិនមែនសម្រាប់ respondent អ្នកឆ្លើយទេសម្រាប់ researcher ខ្លួនឯងអ្នកឆ្លើយសំណួរហ្នឹងណាតែ interview question ទៅជាសំណួរសម្រាប់ respondent អ្នកឆ្លើយ You got the point?
Yes sir.
Yeah, okay so anything else
ជាកន្លែង question អ្វីយើងចោលទូណាហ្នឹងយើងគួរតែដាក់ប្រមាណចំណុចចា
សម្រាប់ question សុំ question research question or interview question
research question
research question it should depend on your research topic depend on the statement of problem and the time frame that you have okay
yes
yeah but for master degree I think like maybe 2 or 3 is just enough you got the point yeah the rest that you cannot cover it can be like it can be your scope and your limitation there you can see
yes sir.
okay ចឹងវាអាស្រ័យទៅលើ time frame ដែលយើងមានសម្រាប់ objective ទៅក៏សម្រាប់ជាទូទៅ scope សម្រាប់ master សម្រាប់នេះយើងពេលវេលាយើងខ្លីហើយយើងមិនមានពេលច្រើនទេចឹង scope យើងធ្វើយើងអាចជុំវិញ 2 ទៅ 3 aptitude ឬក៏2ទៅ 3 research question ហ្នឹងវាគ្រប់គ្រាន់ហើយណាបាទយើងដាក់ដល់ 4 ដល់ 5 វាធ្ងន់ពេកហើយហើយអ្វីយើងធ្វើអត់បានយើងដាក់នៅក្នុង further study ឬក៏ limitation អីចឹងណាបាទដែលជាផ្នែក Okay so
yes
anything else
ថាតកតងទៅនឹងអា hypothesis ហ្នឹងបើសិនជាយើង research ទៅឃើញវាមកថាល្អមានអីវា challenge គ្នាអាហ្នឹងវាមិនមែនបើសិនជាក្នុងលក្ខខណ្ឌមួយ
Okay សម្រាប់ hypothesis វាពេលខ្លះវាអាចពិតវាអាចមិនពិតវាអាច accept ឬអាច reject វាអាស្រ័យទៅលើស្ថានភាពហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងតួនាទីរបស់hypothesis បើថាវាគាត់ជាសមត្ថកម្មនេះសមត្ថកម្មខ្លះវាអាចប្រែប្រួលដូចជាទ្រឹស្ដីរបស់អីប៉ាឡូពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹងពាក់តទៅនឹងអីពាក់តទៅនឹងឆ្កែហើយនឹងកណ្ដឹងណាធ្លាប់ស្ដាប់រឿងហ្នឹងឯង
អត់ទៅ
តែហ្នឹងជាផ្នែកមួយដែលយើងអាចមើលបានបើន័យថាបើសិនបើយើងធ្វើវាញឹកញាប់អាហ្នឹងវានឹងខ្លាចជាទម្លាប់អាសមត្ថកម្មហ្នឹងវាពិតគេថានៅពេលដែលគោះកណ្ដឹងហើយពេលសត្វឆ្កែហ្នឹងមកយើងឲ្យចំណីវាស៊ីណាបាទនៅពេលដែលយើងគោះកណ្ដឹងហើយយើងឲ្យចំណីវាដល់ពេលយូរទៅបាទគេទាញសេចក្តីសន្តាសមត្ថកម្មមួយថានៅពេលដែលលើសំឡេងកណ្ដឹងគឺសត្វឆ្កែនឹងមកតែក្រោយមកគេពិសោធន៍មួយទៀតមានថាគេគោះកណ្ដឹងសត្វឆ្កែនឹងមកគេលែងឲ្យចំណីវិញអញ្ចឹងយូរទៅឆ្កែនឹងវាលឺសូរកណ្ដឹងវាលែងមកវិញអញ្ចឹងសមត្ថកម្មវាអាចនឹងប្រែប្រួលទៅតាម condition ដែលយើងផ្ដល់ជូនអញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងតើតើនៅសមត្ថកម្មហ្នឹងវាពិតមិនពិតអញ្ចឹង researcher ហ្នឹងជាអ្នកដែលត្រូវធ្វើ experiment ហើយត្រូវបកស្រាយទៅលើការពិតហ្នឹងមកទោះបីវាពិតមិនពិតវាមិនបញ្ហាសម្រាប់ researcher តួនាទីរបស់ researcher គឺគ្រាន់តែធ្វើ test ហើយបង្ហាញថាតើវាពិតឬមិនហ្នឹងបាទមិនបានន័យថា finding នឹងរកឃើញទៅវា fail ឬក៏វា negative ហ្នឹងវាបរាជ័យទេមិនថាវាជាលទ្ធផលដែលយើងរកឃើញថាវាអត់ពិតទេសម្រាប់អ្វីដែលបានលើកឡើងហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងណាបាទតែបើសម្រាប់អ្នកដែលគាត់ធ្វើលក្ខណៈ exploring research ឬក៏ exploratory research អាហ្នឹងមិនថាបើគាត់រកអត់ឃើញនឹងគាត់បរាជ័យហើយក៏អត់មាន finding behind ដែរបាទដូច Thomas Edison ចឹងគាត់ធ្វើដល់បន្ទាប់ពីគាត់ធ្វើបានជោគជ័យបានគាត់បង្ហាញមកថាអូខេពូ flip គាត់ធ្វើបានតែបទពិសោធន៍បរាជ័យរបស់គាត់ពេលខ្លះគេអត់ publish ទេប៉ុន្តែក៏គាត់អាចមានជា category ថាតម្រុំគាត់ធ្វើដល់ប៉ុណ្ណឹងគាត់បរាជ័យប្រហែល10,000 ដងប្រហែល 1000 ដងអញ្ចឹងណាអូខេអាហ្នឹងដែលជាផ្នែកមួយចឹងជារួមត្រឡប់វិញតើតើនឹង hypothesis ទោះបីវា positive ឬ negative accepted or rejected វាអត់មានបញ្ហាសម្រាប់ researcher ទេប៉ុន្តែយើងត្រូវមានដំណឹងថាហេតុអីក៏វាបរាជ័យឬក៏ហេតុអីបានវាត្រូវបានគេ rejected បាន finding rejected ហ្នឹងចឹងសម្រាប់ research ត្រូវការ evidence យើងអត់អាចឆ្លើយតាមអ្វីយើងគិតទេចឹងដូចខ្ញុំសួរពុកមិញថាតើសំណួរនឹងឆ្លើយបានអត់បាទនេះយើងឆ្លើយមកឯណាហូហាយសិស្សអាចយល់ចេះប៉ុន្តែយើងមានផុសតាងអត់ចឹងបើគាត់ជាការ assumption របស់យើងអានឹងមិនមែនជា scientific result ទេចឹង scientific result ត្រូវការមានអំណះអំណាងត្រូវការមាន evidence ហើយពេលយើងទៅការពារដូចគ្នាបើអ្នកខ្លះគាត់ថាអូការពារតើតែយើងរៀងប្រកែកញ៉ាញមួយគណៈកម្មការបានទៅរួចតាមពិតមែននេះការពារយើងឆ្លើយធម្មតាសំឡេងធម្មតាក៏យើងអាចការពារបានឲ្យតែយើងមានអំណះអំណាងមកបង្ហាញបាទអញ្ចឹងការពារនៅក្នុង research គឺអំណះអំណាងមិនមែនការដំឡើងសំឡេងឡើងសំដីខ្លាំងហ្នឹងបានយើងថាការពារបានទេអូខេ Hope I can answer your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Okay. So it's no more. I think like we can stop for a while.
សូមបញ្ជាក់តិចអារ៉ៃសមត្ថកម្មហ្នឹងយើងយកពី topic របស់យើងមែនឬក៏
បាទជាទូទៅសមត្ថកម្មយើងអាច develop វាបានប៉ុន្តែនេះសម្រាប់ quant ហ្នឹងណាសម្រាប់ qual គឺយើងអត់ចាំបាច់ធ្វើទេវាធ្វើទៅការ test នេះវាពិបាកបន្តិចចឹងអានេះកុំឲ្យច្រឡំនេះដោយសារក្នុងប្រធានបទនេះយើងទៅ check នេះពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹង qual ណាតែក៏ត្រៀមសួរពាក់ព័ន្ធនឹង hypothesis ពីច្រើនយើង apply សម្រាប់ quant ណាបាទចឹង qual គេអត់ apply ទេ
ដោយសារអត្ថបទរបស់ខ្ញុំresearch របស់ខ្ញុំតាក់ទងទៅនឹងមួយយ៉ាង quant ច្រើន
បាទណែ quant ចានេះក៏ខ្ញុំបញ្ជាក់កុំឲ្យថានិយាយនៅក្នុងនិយាយក្នុងមេរៀននេះស្រាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នាថាអូ qual ត្រូវមាន hypothesis ដែរ បាទ
ដោយសារ qual ហ្នឹងយើងយល់ខ្លះចឹង quant អាចយល់បន្ថែម
បាទអូខេចានេះខ្ញុំក៏ clarify លេខហ្នឹងជាការពិតអាហ្នឹងយើងអាចបង្កើតខ្លួនឯងបានបង្កើតតាមបែបថាបង្កើតខ្លួនឯងយើងដើម្បីឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹងstatement problem របស់យើងហើយនឹងឆ្លើយតបទៅនឹង research question របស់យើងនោះចឹងនេះយើងអាចបង្កើតបានឧទាហរណ៍ថាឥឡូវ research question យើងសួរថា is there any correlation sorry is there any relationship between student performance and engagement ណាឬក៏ is there any relation between engagement and academic performance ចឹងកាលណាសំណួរសួរអញ្ចឹងយើងអាចបង្កើត hypothesis បែបម៉េចបាទចឹងមាន2បើយើងប្រើ alternative វាអាចអី there is a relationship between engagement and academic performance តែបើយើងចង់ប្រើ null យើងបង្កើតមកអី there is no any relationship between engagement and academic performance បាទនឹងយើងបង្កើតបានទាំងពីរហ្នឹងតែក៏ research ដែលល្អគេចង់ឲ្យយើងមានទាំង null មានទាំង alternative អញ្ចឹងណាបាទអូខេហ្នឹងដែលជាផ្នែកមួយបាទ Okay, so you got the point?
Yes sir.
Okay អញ្ចឹងពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅនឹង hypothesis គឺយើងអាចមើលឃើញតាមបែបហ្នឹងមិនទៅរកពីណាមកទេប៉ុន្តែយើងអ្នកបង្កើត base ទៅលើ research activity ឬក៏ research question របស់យើងហ្នឹងណា Okay Okay clear or clean clear right Okay so I think like we may have a short break yeah so we can have 20-minute break I think like today everyone really headache yeah so and next lesson maybe not really long as well
Sleepy.
You're sleepy now so you may have enough time for toilet break coffee
Yeah,
break and tea break
I feel not so well today too. So I join it, but it's
yes in a lot of things
explanation. Thank you.
Yeah okay so see you at 3:20 yeah enjoy your a little bit longer break
Thank you